Hey everyone, I have another card for you, and it's not a Christmas card. I know, I'm so sad. We are going to have to start putting up the Christmas stuff, except for I'll shortly get it back out. I am going to be trying to make Christmas cards all the way throughout the year so that it's not a pure panic, even though I say that. And then if I didn't have Christmas cards to make this time of year, I would be sad. Anyways, all right, guys, so this stamp set is adorable. It's going to show you the front facing of all of these cute little pups and the back side, which is such their little tushes. I love it. We are going to be doing some partial die cutting today. This is one of my favorite techniques to do. A lot of the times I do this with flowers and like edges of cards. Is really fun. It's just a way to make your card stand out quite a bit. You are going to place your stamp at the top of this card. You can do it even actually a little bit further up. I just liked the look of a little bit shorter of a card. So we are going to place that right about there. I mean, I'm like a half an inch, maybe a quarter of an inch, depending on the spot of the card. And we are going to ink that down with our alcohol-friendly ink, even though you are going to see later with the lab that my ink is going to smear. I don't know. I re-inked my pad and I have no idea what has happened. So we are trying to figure that out. So yeah, we're going to ink that down. We are going to use the dies that do come with this one, which is the dies, like it's a mirrored image pretty much. It's one, one side and then the other. We're going to put that down right there. Use a little bit of post-it tape, and then you will want to put your die cutting plate. To get this technique, you want to put your die cutting plate up to the point of like their feet. You don't want to go past that line right there. You want to stay above that cutting edge, and your die cutting machine will not cut that edge since there is no die cutting plate there. So we're going to run that through our die cutting machine, and you are going to see that it cuts completely down to their feet. And I bring that back now. I must have ran it through a time or two. All right, there we go. Or had to readjust it probably. So there we go. So you're going to see that it cuts right down to their feet, but not past their feet. So it doesn't ever cut that bottom edge. And then we're going to just take our scissors and snip off the edges since it doesn't go all the way to the edge of this card. And then look at how cute that is. How different is that? I like to do that first just because, on these cards, if you mess up and you've done all that coloring, then that is, that's heartbreaking. So most of the time I will do my die cutting after I color, but this time we did do it before just in case something went wrong. All right, so we are going to use our Ohuhu markers because that is what I have. Do please use what you have. Honestly, this coloring is very simple. A lot of the times I'm only going to use one or two color blends, sometimes three, but like I think it's like half and half that I use a 2 and a 3. This first pup we are going to treat as like a black, like husky, black, I don't know, German Shepherd, I guess. I'm not positive. I don't know all of the dogs, but we did start with our NG07, NG06, and then we're going to do a little bit of tip-to-tip action to get the NG03 to blend out. This is quite a bit of a jump, so we do, but I do want to use that 3, especially on this dark of a pup, so that we don't lose the details of his face pretty much. Tip to tip is just when you use the lighter marker to rub against the darker marker and pick up some of that darker ink, and that way those two blend better together. So there's going to be several pups that I'm going to kind of use the same markers for. It definitely keeps it more cohesive. What I'll do is just drop, like we just dropped the NG07. So this one is just not going to be quite as dark. And then I will use more of that NG03 by itself instead of that one pup that I barely used it by itself. I did a lot of tip to tip. This one I will do a little bit of tip to tip and a lot more of the NG03 by itself. So we are working on our little Shih Tzu puppy, I think, I'm guessing is what this one is. And I love a good little gray guy here, and with his little gray mustache. I love him. He might not even, I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't know my dog breeds all that great. We have a Maltipoo, and that is what I'm going to, that little poodle down there is how I'm going to color our puppy into this picture. All right, so that is how to get a better, like another gray mix. Another way to do it is use your different gray families. I know in Copics we have, you know, the cool grays, the warm grays, and the toner grays. And Ohus, we have tons of grays. We have cool grays, neutral grays, green grays, blue grays, red grays, warm grays. We have lots of grays. So you could probably do like all grays and get different color families. This little guy we're treating as like a little Pomeranian. So we started with Y9, Y140, and Y130. And this, I used this on another card and honestly loved this color combination. So went back to it. You can already start to see that little bit of smearing. I also got that on my card. So we're going to let that dry. Mistakes happen. We'll let that dry, and then we will use our sand eraser to get that off a little bit later. We are going to color our little golden retriever down here using kind of that same. I think we started with Y140, Y130, and then ended with Y110. And there you go. There's that smearing. Ugh, not happy about that. This ink pad has never done that before, and I don't know what happened. So sad. So I was just wiping off my marker there so that we could get some of that ink off. All right. Next up, let's see. Oh, I am going to stop the camera, and unfortunately I forgot to restart it. So we did get that Dalmatian done. I did just use CG 20 and 30 for his shadows, blended that out, and then it just used my 120 to bring in the black dots for that Dalmatian. We did the other little gray pup next to him, and honestly I just used the CG 20 for his shadows and left his belly white. And then we're going to work on this little bulldog here. And we used E220 and E210, just a 2-color blend. I thought that was pretty perfect. Again, you guys, these images are pretty darn small, so you do not have to have a million color blends to properly get these guys and give them a nice, some good dimension, honestly. All right, this little guy we treated as a, little Yorkie. So I did some deeper browns. I think I did like E260. I'm not positive. I think I did, let's see if I can read it here. No, I wasn't able to. I think I did like E260 and one other one. I'm not positive. This one is going to be our German Shepherd. Again, I think I used the lightest that I used next to that, the Yorkie. And then came in with the E260 to make brown. Oh, nope, E130. I can see it right there. I was good and put my pen cap down to make some brown spots. This one was probably my hardest one to make look like a German Shepherd. And then I gave him some dots, and that probably messed it up even more. But, you know, it's okay. They don't have to be so realistic. And let's see. The next one is going to be like a husky. So I kept them mostly white and just did some gray shading there. And the last one is our little poodle. Maltese is what we're going to call him. Like ours gets a haircut just like this. And so we just used a warm gray in there and then blended that out with a colorless blender. And as easy as that, we are colored up and ready to go. So the next part, oh, there we are, trying to fix my little spot here. It's not going to come out completely right this second. I will keep on working at it, and I do eventually get it to come out. You could also use a little bit of gray or white gel pen if you wanted to. But again, these are handmade, not Hallmark, so imperfections are okay. Perfection, we don't need any perfection. I do want to ground these little pups, so I do use a little bit of gray underneath of them, just to, you know, add a little bit of shadow. You could do this even better, but I decided not to like worry too much about that shadow. We could have directionalized the light a little bit, but that's okay. All right, we're going to put this back in our Misty. I'm super sorry that I was still super zoomed in from doing the coloring here. So some of this will get a little bit cut off. We're going to use our sentiments from our stamp set. I thought the longer, skinnier one worked better with this. So all you need is love and a dog, I believe is what it is. And that is pretty much true. I think the dogs will give you all of the love in the world. I'm going to stamp that down with our black ink there. And so from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to cut a card base, a side folding card base. And I will line up where you, oh, I forgot that I put these little puppy prints. I thought it just needed something a little bit more. So we lined up the puppy prints. So honestly, in this one card and / envelope, we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the stamps on this stamp set. That's pretty decent for one card. I'll take it. We're going to also use those little puppy stamps, puppy dog prints here on the envelope too. So those are fun. So we're coordinating it all up here. All right, we're going to clean those off. And then, like I said, we're going to cut our card base. We're going to line up where it's folded with the bottom of our cut. So again, I think you can see it. I do zoom out, so just give it a half a second. Again, I'm super sorry about that. Okay, here is where you're going to see, I'm going to put that glue all the way down, and then I mess up and I'm like, oh shoot, nope, we don't want it on the pups. So I'm going to wipe that off. It's no big deal. You also could cut another piece if you don't want to see where the color is. I did think about like you could die cut it out and just put another piece of paper back there if that bothers you. It doesn't bother me too much, so it is okay. There we go. We're out now. So I just lined up the fold, and then I'm going to cut off the excess. So our card is almost 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but it stands up perfectly and it's super cute. You can open it and you can write all on the inside. There we go. I'm going to show you my desk. Don't look at how messy my desk is. And show you how cute it is, and it will still stand up for you. All right, let's get our envelope, our coordinating envelope. This one's going to be pretty easy. We're just going to use the tushies. I'm going to use the other stamp. I thought this was cute, just so that it's like there's silhouettes. We're not going to do much for this one, but I still wanted to show you how to use the stamp set on more than one thing in one project. So we're going to stamp their, I love their little tails. Look at them all. And then we are going to use the little paws, and I'm just going to take a light gray. We're going to ground those guys again. We're going to use just a light gray and use those paw prints just to go up the sides. Again, give it something a little bit more on this envelope, but pretty subtle still. I hope that you guys all loved this combination, and let me know what you guys are thinking of this little series that I have going of showing how to use the stamp in more than one way on one project, and showing you guys how I make my coordinating envelopes all in one, set. Also, don't forget, don't start stamping up where the actual stamp goes. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I, of course, will have everything linked below also, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you soon.